This is day two and my second video that I'm doing for my Kickstarter. Well, I shouldn't just say Kickstarter, but just my really a big crowdfunding. I'm going to be using several different crowdfunding avenues, platforms to promote my animated project that I'm working on. And experimenting with this background stuff. As you see in the background here, I got this. I installed this program on my laptop, my MSI laptop. This is an older laptop I've had now for a few years now. Maybe about 4 or 5 years, maybe longer than that. God, I think it was. Got this thing in. I think I got this thing in 2018, 2017. Anyway, yeah. So I'm doing an animated project. I've been working on this project for a year now. The project is called Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood. And the reason why it's called that is because the concept is Bigfoot has teamed up with a group of women that have superpowers, and they're bounty hunters. So Bigfoot teams up with these women. He has a common enemy with these women, the Sisterhood, Mythology Sisterhood. So I'll explain the Mythology Sisterhood a little bit because I don't think I talked much about them in my other video that I did yesterday, which had like bad sound because my fans were on my laptop, my gigabyte laptop. I didn't realize that the fans were going to be so loud. But anyway, the Mythology Sisterhood is led by one woman. Um, she calls herself Annex, and she is partially bionic or cybernetic, I should say. Well, bionic, same thing. She was injured in a military operation that went wrong, so she has like cybernetic limbs. She has two bionic legs and one arm and one arm partially, because I wanted to make her different. Then I was inspired by the $6 million man, the Bionic Woman, and but I wanted to make her bionics, her cybernetic enhancements different. I also love the cyborg character in the DC comics. I grew up with DC and Marvel, so I'm familiar with characters like Machine Man, um, Vision, Ultron, um, Deathlock. And then there's characters like there's a Deadshot. There's like nanotechnology. I've loved this stuff. Has always fascinated me. So Annex is the leader of these mythology sisterhood, and the other women, most of them, the name mythology sisterhood comes from the fact that a lot of these women have origins from a lineage. So maybe somebody's mother used to be a superhero or something, or their great grandparents had powers. But some of the women got their powers, from other means. Like one other woman is she is a vampire. Actually, she's Dracula's daughter. And then another lady, she's this Mexican chick, really short lady who has like a time travel ability, and she's immortal. And have another one who's a werewolf, but she's only half werewolf, literally. And I have another person who is she has a lineage with a certain Mexican swords person. I know there's kind of a legal things with the use of that particular license, Zorro. But uh, but you can do variations on that, I guess. So it's kind of like how when they did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, they wanted to use characters that were more like in the public domain, and so I really, I am doing stuff with characters like Paul Bunyan and John Henry, but like my own takes. Even even Frankenstein is public domain. Dracula is public domain. But it's all in how you convey your concept, so that it's not so close to, say, you could have a Wolfman, but you can't make it look like the Universal Wolfman, or Frankenstein um, is the Universal version of Frankenstein that we're all used to, has the bolts in his neck and, you know, flat head. But I don't think the book described Frankenstein like that. That was just Universal's take, and everybody just kind of went with that. And it's actually not Frankenstein; it's the Frankenstein monster. But anyway, I went off on a tangent. So I just wanted to give a little more information on the concept. So I'm starting small with the video. The cartoon that I'm doing just really introduces a character who gets caught up in this war with with Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood and this fallen angel named Oasis. And this character's name is Scott, and he has like pyrokinesis, and I mean he's just like basically like Phoenix, I guess you could say, like a Jean Grey character or a Firestarter type character. He's got the psychic abilities, the telepathy, the limited telekinesis, and the fire pyrokinesis, um, maybe aquakinesis as well, and some other abilities. Um, so there's some mysterious connections with this character and Oasis, the bad guy that everybody's going to end up going up against. So I'm building this big story that will culminate with a big showdown with this character, Oasis, and she will end up affecting all the characters in my connected universe, other than, besides just the Sasquatch and the Mythology Sisterhood characters. So think of Oasis as like the Thanos or the dark side of my universe. So all my characters will have some connection with this character, this evil character, and eventually there'll be a big uh, crossover type of event, like I guess like an Avengers Endgame or something. What they were trying to do with the Justice League, but they didn't really get a chance to quite finish it. Which might not be a bad thing actually, because I mean I loved Snyder's versions of the Justice League, but I heard that it was gonna be like a damn nightmare with some of the stuff that was gonna happen. But again, I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm such a nerd with a badge, which is the name of my podcast, Nerds with Badges, because I'm a security guard into nerd culture. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video. This is my second video. It is April the 15th, and I'm doing this video in the morning. I'm about to actually go to sleep because I work nights and I sleep during the day, so I don't have the traditional schedule. So I actually didn't go to work last night because I wasn't feeling well. So I was trying to do this video a lot earlier. It's about 8 in the morning right now, and typically I get off work at 6 in the morning, and I go to bed around anywhere between 8 and 10 o'clock in the morning. I try to go to bed, within a few hours after getting home, because I want to try to get up and enjoy some of the day, because I don't really have a lot of time to do that. Anyway, so I was trying to. I usually use my Chromebook Plus to do these types of videos, but I wanted to try to use my laptop, my MSI laptop, and I went online. I did some research. I was trying to find programs to do like video and to change the background, and I was having all kinds of issues trying to find. There's a lot of programs that you have to pay for, and I wasn't trying to do that, and I did end up paying for an app from my computer to do, but I couldn't figure out how to get it to work, and so it's amazing. When I use my Chromebook Plus, I just turn my camera on and then do my video, and I get the option to add backgrounds, but it's a little bit it's trickier using Windows. So I pretty much gave up, and I launched the video app, the camera to do a video, and lo and behold, miraculously, the option was there to use to use the background AI background. But there are only two free backgrounds with this program, which is just kind of like just how they they rope you in just, with the free features. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely go back to using my Chromebook. But I've been using this computer, this is my old MSI computer. I've been using this, and it was just easier to just drag get out my Chromebook. I should be so freaking lazy, but I wanted to make this video, and I will be doing more videos throughout the week. I want to build a presence. Really, just let people know what I'm working on, what I'm doing, and just kind of like take people through the whole process. It's been a really rough ride working on this cartoon, trying to get it together, and one of the things that I had to really come to terms with was the fact that financially, I'm going to need to get some help. So that's why I made the decision to do a Kickstarter video to get support from people, because I was successful a few years ago when I used crowdfunding for my comic book, and it worked out. We were able to raise $2,000 in 31 days, and we put out two comic books, and that was actually my first published project, so it was a big deal. So now I'm just still learning about. I mean, I gotta get my business started and get my LLC and all that. But anyway, more on that later. For now, this is the video I want to do for today, and I will be back. Thank you so much for your time.